What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. So, I've been trying to do this series on Tatify Studio Pro. It's a full-featured tattoo piercing studio management software. We currently run this software, and man, I love it. So, I think that, it was great to go ahead and start putting it out there, at least from a user's perspective. Um, Again, my name is David. I run the Tatted Tiger Tattoo Studio in West Georgia. And, I've used several other cloud-based booking agents, I guess you could say. And, they do great for what they are, but it's never full featured. So Tatify Studio Pro is not just a calendar or a booking application. It's truly a back-end software that helps you manage and streamline your day-to-day operations in your tattoo studio. Um, the first video I put out, I'm getting used to this stuff, was just kind of an overview of the Tatify calendar, how enhanced it is compared to any other calendar out there. Excuse me. I think we're just going to do a quick look at an enhancement that they've made to this calendar, and it's really evolves around client compliance, waivers, license, verification, that type of stuff. So currently, most people will usually have a clipboard with waivers on it, and every time a client comes in, they fill out this waiver. You capture their license and scan it, and then you staple it and you file it, right? That's how you manage your client database and be compliant for the Department of Health. We still do that in cases, but now, man, it's easy. So if a client books online, they can download the waiver, fill it out, upload a picture of their license. It verifies their age as they're uploading, and then it writes to their client profile. And I'll show you that right now. So if you can see my screen, and we'll look at Misty McDonald. I'm not sure if it's visible for you or not, but right here you have a blue and a green icon. That means that her waiver and her license both have been uploaded into her client profile. And if I went to her client profile and I could show you that, I would. I'm not going to do that just for her personal security, but I will show you what the calendar does. So if you have a client come in and you just need to verify, first of all, you can see the icons, they're there. But if you just need to verify that's who they are, Tatify has a quick menu set up for all the appointments. With a left mouse click, you get this quick menu. Brilliant. And the quick menu is going to tell you the time of your appointment, who your artist is, what the tattoo is, your hourly rate, if it's been confirmed or not, meaning that the artist has confirmed that the appointment is good. And now we have this section right here, which is compliance. And if you see, both sections are green. But if you also notice, if I roll over the view ID, it's clickable. And if I click that, a full version of her ID will come up, and you can just validate it that way. It's brilliant. Um, and that's the new enhancement to Tatify, and further helping streamline the way that our front desk operate. It's not chaotic, it's very clean, it's very secure, and it allows us to stay in compliant. You can also see here that you can text and call, if you're on your mobile device and you're running Tatify, or email if you're running on a desktop version. And then you have all your other functions that we went through before. So, in a quick session, like part of this whole series, we'll say this is the second, session of what the calendar does. Now you can block off reoccurring dates. For me, I'll block off, every Friday from this time to this time because I have things going on, and I carry that through to the end of the year. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about going back out there and blocking it off. It's brilliant. While I've got a little time, I'll just highlight the flash mode version, feature, whatever you want to call it, out of Tatify. We ran this on Friday the 13th, and it was amazing. Normally our Friday the 13th events, our flash events are backed out down the, down the walkway. There's 2 or 3 hour waits. Upset people. It's hot or it's cold, depending on what season and event you're doing. And it's just very chaotic. You have to have a lot of people to help manage the paperwork, help manage that flow, and it takes a lot out. That's not even including the advertising and stuff like that. So we decided to use this feature 3 days prior to Friday the 13th. I did no advertising. I didn't even, communicate across social media any of the flash art that we were offering. But what I did do is went into the flash mode, and you can see it right here if you can see my screen. And in here, I can set up the entire event. I can come in here and give it an event name. In our case, we do both tattoo and piercing. So if the flash event is offering discounts on both, you can choose, a mix. We just did tattoo for that day. And then the pricing structure, tiered or a flat rate. We normally do flat rate. You could do tiered. It's a little bit more harder to manage, not from the software, but from the individual standpoint than a flat rate is. And I think that's what we'll see for most of the tattoo studios who give these types of events. So I choose flat rate, I give it what that flat rate cost is, and then it asks me, do I want to require a deposit? We never require a deposit on flash events, even if it's online like this is now. So under the operational rules, this basically tells you how this event, this feature is going to operate. First come, first serve. There's a number of different selections here. First come, first serve, I think, is going to be the most selectable, right? I think for the most of us, that fits every event that we put on. The capacity limit, and again, I don't like the naming convention of this. I will suggest that they change it. But what that is how many pieces of flash art they can choose in a single session. For us, we normally limit that to 2, sometimes only 1, but you can set that to whatever you want. And then when they go online to book through this flash mode, it allows them, whatever that number is, to select that. If I say 2, they can select 2, and the 2 that they select are what they get. Pause intake, this is another one that the verbiage is a little off, and I will suggest that also as a change. But what this is, and it really has to do with the times that you set up for your flash event. For example, if you were doing a flash event from noon until 8, whatever that increment is, and for us, there's, the other good thing about the flash, and I love it, and we've done our own, is I know that Kaylee and myself push people through about every 15 to 20 minutes, 20 minutes being top. So this pause intake is basically telling the system how many minutes to allow booking for a certain time if slots are available. If Kaylee and I are both available at 12, we have one person take that appointment, but then Kaylee, decides she wants a break, and that other slot is open. It will stay open until 12:15. At 12:15 or 12:16 rather, that slot, the whole slot becomes unavailable, and that's because you don't want it to run into your next slot, your next time slot. So that's a brilliant way to help manage and keep things organized. SMS alerts, if this is turned on, your clients will get a text when they book their appointment, basically saying, here's your appointment for this event. It's at this time. Please don't be late. If you are, your position in line will be forfeited to some degree like that. I'm not sure what the exact verbiage is, but that's basically telling them be on time or you lose your spot. Here you can select, how many artists that you want to participate in the event, whether you're a solo artist or if you're a multi-artist studio, or if you're a multi-artist, multi-studio, this would be where you select all that. Flash designs. I edit and create my flash designs myself and Kaylee, and then upload them into the computer to generate the sheets and Photoshop. This is where you'd go out and you would upload individual pieces of art. So you don't want to upload the sheet because you want it to give it a name, right? A number. So it'd say Flash Event 01, Flash Event 02. You want it to do that. So you want to upload each individual pieces of art, and it doesn't matter. There's a limit on how many you can do. We normally do 20, sometimes a little bit less, depending on which event it is, but you can do as much as you want. And then the time slots available. This is what I was talking about the pause and take. You set your start time and your end time, and then your interval between. As I mentioned, we do 20 minutes, and then you generate your time. And what you see here, these are all the time slots that are available for that time period in that day for that event. Each of these time slots have 2 open slots because it's just Kaylee and myself to fill. And so if you got multiple artists, that would show 5 slots available, 6 slots, whatever, how many artists you have when you see it. If I activated this, if I created this and activated, I would get another screen that would basically be an activation screen saying that it's online. And then at that point, it produces a URL that you can share either on your website or on social media. For us, I created a special countdown timer on our website, and at the end of that timer, that URL popped up. And then what it does is it allows them to go into an event booking screen, not your normal online public booking for normal books, but for just the Flash event. And the cool thing is if you're an existing customer, just like if you were booking a normal appointment, it's going to ask you if you're existing or new. If you're existing, it's going to allow you to search for your name. It's going to require you to type in your passphrase. Every client should have a passphrase set up. If they don't, if the system sees that it don't, it's going to require you to create one. And this is basically like a debit card pin, or something that you're going to remember every time that you log in online to book. Once you do that, it presents the Flash art. You select your Flash art, and then it presents the time slots that are available all through the day. So if I'm client A and I don't get off work till 5, but I want to participate, I'm going to see if there's a 5:40 time slot, and if there's any slots available in that, and then I'm going to book it, and I get a confirmation. The cool thing is that once they do that, once the client has completed that booking, it pushes them to an event store where you can push event merchandise, whether you have logo shirts, koozies, pins, whatever you want to offer as part of that event. We do shirts every event. It's something that I've done from the beginning. I special create the graphics specifically for that event, and then we have them printed off, or we print them ourselves, and that's what we offer up. In larger events, we do koozies, water jugs, air fresheners for your car, and we can offer all that online. Now, they don't have to buy it. They can skip it and go, back to the web page. The cool thing is once you start the Flash mode and you activate it, it gives you a Flash dashboard. And that Flash dashboard will show you your list, and it's done by time. So starting at your earliest time to your latest time, all the people that are booking, what their name is, and everything else, right? And also their license, so you can view it just like in a normal appointment. In the middle section, it's going to list your 2 artists, your 3 artists, whatever. And the only interaction that your front desk person should have is just assigning the artist when they come in to check in. When they come in for their appointment, you assign the artist, and then they go back to get their Flash tattoo. The other cool feature of that is when they're through, you cancel the session, and it automatically takes you to POS, just like any other transactions through Tatify. And it allows you to check them out fairly fast. The other cool portion of that on the 3rd section gives you your analytics, your throughput, how many tattoos you're doing per hour, how many you've done, how much revenue you've generated. And below that is the list of still available time frames and the number of slots. If that time slot is completely booked or full or has bypassed, then it will be gray. Everything else will be green. So there it is, very quick. Maybe on the next one and in the 3rd session, I'll go through that in more detail. But Tatify Studio Pro, TatifyStudio.com. I think that you should go out and check it out. It's very cool. It helped us to streamline our business, I can tell you that. And I think it's worth a look. So see you then.